Hi you guys, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. So I've been working on this Scrappy journal, and this is sort of what we did, first, and then I've been working on, filling it up. And I thought I would come today and fix the cover. As I've gone along through the journal, I have found that it's a lot less floral than the cover, and so we're going to defloral it. I know that's a word. And this is nothing that I'm used to doing, so we're just gonna go for it. I've got some gesso, and I'm going to just tone it down. And I'm pretty sure some of the floral will still show through, and that's good. I just wanted to tone it down a little bit. So it is Friday, and Thanksgiving yesterday was good for me. I hope it was good for you guys. I ate too much. And the funny thing is, I don't really even care for that sort of food, but I don't know what it is. I think that for me anyway, I want it to taste better than it tastes, and I keep on eating to try and get the flavor that I think I want. And of course, the flavor that I want is the memory flavor. And I honestly think that things tasted better when I was a kid than they do now. My mom says that too. She's like, oh, my mom's, cooking has always been better than mine, but I always thought my mom's cooking was really good. And so I want my stuffing to taste like my mom's stuffing. She wanted her stuffing to taste like her mom's stuffing. So, it's like one of those endless things. But, I mean, it tastes decent, but it's not something, like, I don't want it again anytime soon. There's always leftovers, and we usually spend holidays with my sister-in-law, and she's always saying, take leftovers. I don't want them. You guys, I'm gonna dry this really quick, so you can fast forward or whatever, but here comes the noise. I'm going to add a little bit up in the corners and down here, because I think I'm going to add some stenciling up in the corners, and it will show up a little bit more if I've got enough gesso on it, I feel. Again, this is not in my comfort zone, so we'll see. Just keep the thing on as I paint. That'll dry it quickly. Just about done. That's probably good enough. Let's see. This thing is not too hot. Okay. I just wanted to make sure before I laid it on something. Okay, this stuff is going to be covered for the most part, so I'm not too concerned about that. I just want to make sure I have it the right direction. Okay. Okay, we're going to add some distress back in there. So my daughter got up and went early this morning with her friend into town for Black Friday shopping. Her friend and her friend's mom, it's something that they've always done, but her mom is out of town this Halloween, you know, Thanksgiving. Her daughter's in college now, so they're kind of doing some of their own things these days, I guess, but you know, since she's used to doing the Black Friday shopping, she asked Emily if she wanted to go with her. And of course, Emily wanted to. So they got up this morning at around 5:30 and took off. I just checked, and they're at the mall now. All right. Now, okay, so I'm going to give like a little sneak. I don't want it to be totally obvious what I'm going to be doing until I'm done, but because otherwise it'd be like, okay, I've seen it. I'm not watching anymore. So anyway, so I want to add a little something up in here. And I'm thinking I don't have a lot of stencils. I say that, and then sometimes I ask other creators where they find their stencils, and you know, they've just been finding them forever and a day, so it's, you know, hard to say. So I have this a Tim Holtz one that came with this stamp set. Wanted to make sure that I was in frame. Anyway, I'm going to use a little bit of this, I think, up in the corner, and not like totally fill it in, but fill it in some with some black, I think. All right, nervous. Okay, I'm gonna say that's good enough. I don't want to do too much. And I might do just like a tiny bit up in this corner. Okay. And then, so this was an image that I cut out of an art book. It was like this. So I'm putting half on the front and half on the back. So we're going to do the same on the back side. Yeah, I don't know. Really don't know. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to do too little. At first I thought about doing, I have a little circles one, but I'm going to be using some of this, and I didn't want to mix the geometric with the circle, so I figured we would try that. Okay, there's also these little guys here, but you know, I'm pushing my luck as it is, so we're not going to. So yeah, this is the other one that I have that has little circles on it, but I want to use some of these numbers here. One of the things that I don't like about like this particular stamp, I don't like how it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, like I wish that it were, you know, random. I know that you can, you know, kind of do things to make it that way, but I just wish it was already. I just thought I would add some numbers down in the corner. And let's see. I want to try and not get any of the above number. not get any of this one. Hopefully I can manage. I'm not sure, you know, how much of that's going to show. I've got something else to put on, so we'll see. And I thought I would do a couple of numbers maybe coming up through here, just kind of disappearing, maybe different numbers. Maybe I'll get a few. I don't know. Let's just see. I'm going to have it. I don't know exactly where this is going to be. I don't know. We're just going to go and get some of this. Okay. All right. Okay. I think I'm going to maybe, I don't know. I feel like I need a little bit of this maybe right here. What I wanted were the diamond one, but I don't have it. So that it went more with this, but you know, that's okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is, if this goes, I'm going to ink around this. I don't know that it'll take much ink. So I don't know if I said, I got this out of an art book. Years ago, I did a journal for a friend who was graduating from college with an art degree, and her mom asked me to do a journal for her. And so I did, I used a lot of the images from this book. And so that's where I found this image. Oh, I don't need to do that side. This might end up being kind of a long video because I'm gonna go ahead and glue all of this down too, but I've got to prep it. So I don't know. We'll see what we end up with. Okay, so and then I have this guy. It was hard to find images I could use, or, you know, wanted to use. I suppose I could have used any of them, but oh my goodness, I just didn't realize how many naked images there were. It's like all nakedness. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like, come on already. Let me see what happens if I try and get some of this underneath. That might be kind of cool, huh? Kind of fill it in up here. Where's north? There it is. I think I will tear it, and I might use some of it on the other side. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really matter if north is showing or not. Maybe I will just do something like that. Yeah, okay. And I think I want the white, I think. Otherwise, it's just going to blend too much into that, I'm afraid. Yeah. I think that's what I want. Okay. So let me move that. And I think what I'm going to do is just get some glue on here. Oh, I was going to say it's going to have a clog in it, and it nearly did. So at least that's kind of where it's gonna be. Okay, I think there. So I'm just gonna put a pencil line where it will be hidden so I know to at least cover that pencil line. That's the hard thing, you know, when you're placing stuff down. I know I've heard other people say it too, is the placement. Sometimes you get it, you're like, okay, that looks great. And then you lift everything up out of the way to glue it down and you put it back and it just doesn't look the same. That's really a bummer. So cover that and cover that. Should be pretty good. Okay. And then this, we'll just kind of glue over the top. I think that'll be good. Yeah, so I ate too much yesterday, and of course last night, I don't know, too much for me. I have a sensitive stomach, and so what is too much for me isn't necessarily what other people would say too much, but overeating for me is so painful, and I don't know why that is. So I try to never eat too much of stuff. Once I start to feel full, it's too late. And yesterday I felt full. And so it seems that it gets, you know, worse and worse as the night goes on. So yeah, I was kind of miserable last night. And my husband, you know, after we had gotten home, he goes in and was eating some dessert. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I do not understand how you could possibly put anything else in you, because I was so miserable. And he's like, well, do you think you got gluten? And I was like, no, I know I didn't get any gluten. So it wasn't that. It was just that I just have such a sensitive stomach. And that's a bummer, you know, it really is. I like food. I like the taste of it. But, oh well. Quit complaining. Could be worse. Now on this one, I'm not sure. I want to make sure I've got this laid down kind of where it will be. I found another sculpture that I thought would be fun to use on the back. It's this guy here. I don't know, did I ink the other one? I think I did. It's more just to get those edges so that there's not like a white edge where I've cut. Oopsie, I missed a little spot. It might end up being covered, I don't know, but we'll go ahead and get it. So yeah, this morning when I woke up, I was so happy to have my stomach feeling normal again. I'm probably going to end up putting grommets here and here for a closure. I had forgotten about the closure, so I need to make sure I leave space for that. See if I can figure out the center. Should be okay. I think. Yeah, that should be okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a mark. Sorry about my head if you can see it. I think I glued around it. Okay. So are any of you guys Black Friday shoppers? I feel like, I think I've told you guys this before, that I was totally unaware of Black Friday. I did not know that it existed when I was maybe in my 20s. I don't know. I'm almost 50, so it's been around for quite a while apparently. But I remember going home for Thanksgiving, and my mom and my sister were going to go Black Friday shopping, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they're like, what? I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And so I went with them. And back then, and I don't know, maybe it's still this way, they had, I know that they have things called doorbusters, but to me, the doorbusters aren't like what they were when I went that one time. So they had things like a limited supply of some items that you could get for crazy cheap, you know? And so like pajamas or flannel shirts, or I don't even know, cassettes, you know, back in the day. I'm talking back in the day, or CDs or something for like $1 or $2 or something, but there was a limit. And so people would go in and stock up on these things that were so cheap like that. But I don't know that that's still the case. You know, it's like Black Friday starts in July these days, and there are doorbusters every day of the year, and they're things that are really expensive, or, you know, something like that. So even back then, when there was a draw of getting something crazy cheap, I feel like that's not even the case these days. Like these days, it's like, yeah, we've got 100 of these really expensive TVs and you can save $300. It's like, yeah, but what about the things that I can buy for $1 or $2, you know, that were really good deals? I feel like those things don't exist. And maybe they do, and I'm totally unaware, because I am kind of unaware. I didn't put any of this down, but that's okay. I'm really not that concerned about it. I could add a little, but I have some fabric I'm going to add to it, so it's fine. It is fine. Okay. So I'm not sure how pleased I am with how this turned out. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm going to add a little bit more grunge, but you can still see the floral, you know, through it. So I think that's good. And so now what I'm going to do, and this is what's going to add some time, I'm going to go ahead and cover this, or iron it and everything with the way I do the fusible, whatever that stuff is called, on fabric. I have one of the irons that has this thing that goes in, so this is loud. Sorry. This shouldn't take me too long because the iron heats up quickly, but I don't know. I'm under my desk right now plugging my iron in. Okay, so there's that. We'll let the iron heat up, and then we're gonna cut a piece of my, it's Ultra Bond, or Heat and Bond Ultra Hold. But it's a small piece, so really it should not take me all that long. I do have some scraps. Let's see if I have enough. The one thing about scraps is I do have enough. I don't want it to, it needs to be the same height as the journal so that it's not sticking out. And then you kind of need a straight line so you can butt one up next to the other, and my lines aren't terribly straight here. Okay, so there's one. There's plenty. That's good. So definitely always keep your scraps because you can piece them together and get what you're looking for. And then, so generally what I do when I'm piecing things together like that, I will just take a ruler. Okay, you don't want them to overlap because that would be bad. You can't peel the paper away if you've overlapped them. Okay. These scraps will go in the trash. I don't have any reason to hold on to something so tiny. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and iron my little piece just to get the little line out of it. Sorry about the wiggle. So this wool ironing thing I got on Amazon. I don't remember how much it was, but I don't spend much on anything I buy, so it, you know, it's affordable. However much it was, you know, pretty affordable. I overlapped it a little bit down here. It might tear, but that's all right. Okay. Cool it just a little bit. Okay, and again, if you have not seen me do this, or if you have not seen anybody else do this, this is not my idea. It's just something I saw on somebody's channel at one point. And it makes it so that you can glue your fabric onto something without the glue seeping through it. So I've got my paintbrush and paint on a little piece of scrap over there, and it's definitely in my way. Now, I do this differently kind of every time, but we're gonna see if this works this time. It doesn't always work so great for me, but we're gonna try. So you just take some tissue paper. You could probably take regular copy paper if it's not real thick. And you just iron it on, and then if it'll work for me, it doesn't always, but if it'll work for me, we'll tear it off. Now, see, it doesn't always work. Let's try this way. Yeah, it definitely doesn't always work. Okay, that's better. I'm just throwing things on the floor next to me. I've got a mess. Yes, Darcy, I have got a mess. Okay, so there's that, and we're done with that. I'll go ahead and unplug my iron, so hold on a second. I'll get that out of my way. And I'll get this out of my way. All right. So then we'll glue this down, but I have a couple of scraps that I was going to add, kind of just sticking out from underneath them. It would probably be cute to sew them, but my sewing machine is not here, not next to me, so I'm just going to glue them. Okay, I think that what I'll do is glue them again. The placement, you know, makes me nervous, so my glue is probably going to show a little bit, but I don't have to glue the whole thing down. It can be loose. That's fine. And then this one. Okay. And then I don't know, I'll go ahead and use Fabri-Tac, I guess. So then I just put the glue where I can see that I have put the tissue paper, and then it won't seep through. I don't know if I'm, you know, centered or what. Okay, so I will end up just letting this sit and dry now, but I will go ahead and fold it over so you can see. And then after I've shown you guys, then I don't know, I'll probably add a couple more things to it. I don't know what. I really don't know what yet. But so that's the front and that's the back. And I don't know, we'll see. I do have, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I think I'm going to stick it there somehow. but it's gonna be fat. See how it's full. Definitely needs a closure, but it's going to look something like that, but I'll be adding something else too, because I feel like it needs something, but I just don't know what yet. All right, you guys, so hopefully that wasn't too long of a video, and I hope you guys are having a good day. And like I said, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving yesterday if you're in the States. Anyway, thanks you guys for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.